How do you want to do the intro? This is what I was trying to ask you earlier. Like, who says what?
Well, I feel like I'm glad we're recording how we're going to do it.
We can clap again.
Okay. I think this intro is going to be different from all the others because it's our first ever episode. So
what's with the attitude?
Because I dropped the mic low and then I remembered you told me to hold it up.
Oh, okay.
So.
You were like, episode. Like I've had an episode. Like I've had a mental episode. Like I was taking it personally at me. And I will have one.
You've never had a mental episode?
I've never had a mental episode in my entire life. Welcome to What Moms Say. Let me say this. Welcome to What Moms Say. I'm Tess Vergult.
I wanna say it.
Okay, you can say it. Say it.
Welcome to What Moms Say. I'm Tess Vergult.
I'm Hannah. Let's not confuse them right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm Tess. That's Hannah. This is our show. You better listen. You better listen. The whole thing's going to be us laughing at each other.
I know, it really is. Well, I guess we can redo this as many times as we need to.
No, I'm totally putting this part in. I love this.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Well, I feel like it'd be helpful to describe what this is.
Yeah. Why don't you put it in your best words?
My best words is that we are sisters.
That's true.
And we have a mom.
Also true.
Who we love.
Sure. No, also true. Also very true.
And you do that thing that a lot of siblings do where you just talk about your mom with each other a lot. And it's always like a funny, interesting conversation because our mom is a funny, interesting gal.
Our mom is a character.
She's a character and we love her. And everyone likes to talk about their moms. Well, no, that's not true. Everyone has something to say about their moms.
These are your best words. I just want to clarify that these are
my best words I've ever said.
That's Hannah, but I'm Tess. If you're listening, you probably can't differentiate between the two of us. Maybe as time goes on, you'll be able to know who's who, or you can just watch the video version of this.
You can watch the video version, but we do sound similar and we do look similar.
Hannah's the one with curly hair and is gay.
Gay.
So straight, curly gay.
Yeah.
But yes, I feel like if I could put it in my best words, we probably should have written something down, but I think that our mom is such an interesting character and she says so many things that I'm extremely perplexed by. And as soon as she does, I feel the need to call you to either rant about it or just laugh about it. Because some things can be mean, some things can be funny, some things can just be like really out of the box. And I think that so many people have moments like that with their mom. And I think it's a cool subject to explore. Like,
so basically you just said what I said, but with better words.
Yeah, I said put in your best words, and then I wanted to show you what my best words were.
Okay. If I had gone second, my words might have been better.
Do you want to try again?
No, I really don't.
You can do it. We can explain it 3 times.
Yeah, we should explain it over and over again. But no, I think those were the better words.
I think you said people do that thing where they talk to their siblings about their mom.
I did say that. And I'm regretting this already, but we filmed an interview with Corlis DeLauren, who is sort of Tess's comedy wife and partner. And at the end of the interview, you said, "Do you have anything to say?" And I said, "I'm hungry."
You did say that.
And I'm like, I wish I didn't say that now. Everyone's going to know that I eat.
I think that everyone eats except for Ariana Grande. And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I want to eat.
Girl, you ate crackers and cheese.
I did. I stole some of Tess's bagel chips downstairs.
But I feel like we should maybe talk a little bit more in this intro about like our mom. Like we just had Thanksgiving all together at a beach house in Galveston with our partners and the dogs. I don't know why I'm saying partners.
Because
Yeah, that makes sense.
it's an encompassing word.
I'm not saying partners because I'm being one of those like annoying people who calls their boyfriend their partner. I'm saying that because Hannah has a girlfriend and I have a boyfriend.
Actually,
It's easier to say partners than something
I
else.
don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
I have a fiance.
Oh, that's right. Y'all broke up. No.
The Thanksgiving dinner went really bad.
But I wasn't there at the beginning. I know it was you and Mom and Nikki, who's Hannah's fiance, and Nikki's family.
Yeah, we had our first joint family thing with Nikki's dad and sister, and it went pretty well. I feel like those things can end up being like strange or awkward, and you're combining different people, but it was good. It was good. I'm sad that you couldn't meet them because I wanted
was sad
to
too.
Yeah, her dad was like, "Okay, I'm like ready to go." And I wanted to be like, but my sister is an hour away. You don't want to wait to meet my sister?
You don't want to wait for the sister? Well, we haven't completed the full sister circle. Like, you've met my boyfriend's sister, and she's met you, and Nikki's met me, but I haven't met her sister.
Oh, once y'all meet, the circle will be complete.
It will be completed.
The sister circle.
Yes. But, did Mom say anything that it was interesting to you?
For once,
What'd Mom
she
say?
didn't. Well, Mom was being really supportive because Nikki was a little bit stressed about like the combining of the family things. It's like a stressful time. I really don't know if she's okay with me like talking about her relationship with her family.
You don't have to talk about it. We're here to talk about our relationship with our mom.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So the day before,
I was just curious if Mom said anything to Nikki's dad that made you go,
you know, he actually said more.
okay, that'll be for what dad say.
What did fiance's dad say?
What fiance's dad say? Podcast coming soon.
Yeah, I wish I had something more interesting.
That's okay.
I feel like I'm ruining it.
It's gonna be fine. I think as we go, more things will,
Come to the service. Well, she did say, because I was talking about how we were filming our first. Are you looking at your phone?
Yeah, I'm looking at notes of things that she said.
I know, I'm just being dramatic.
You always do this.
I was telling her how we were recording this episode when we were coming back from the beach, and she said that our podcast needs to make us gazillionaires and that she wants us to buy her beach house so she can sit in the sun.
I do think that if this podcast generates that amount of money, some should go to her because it's kind of about her. But if it only generates a little bit of money, which is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She always has really high hopes for us. Like,
that's good.
I remember going to museums as a child with her, and we'd be looking at this like beautiful masterpiece artwork that's really famous, and she'd be like, you could do that.
She would say that to me too about things, and I'd be like, I'm not the one doing the art stuff even. That's Tess doing that.
Well, she wouldn't say, I could do that. She'd say, you could do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's really nice, but no, I could not do that.
That's true.
It was a little bit.
You couldn't do that.
I couldn't do that. I would have done it already.
Well, I actually agree because I think you could do that.
Thank you.
Did she say anything memorable to you this Thanksgiving? She made me cry because she gave a whole little speech before we ate dinner. It was really sweet. And then she started tearing up and talking about how much she loved Nikki and thanked her for making all this food, and it was really sweet.
Wow, she made you look really good in front of Nikki's family.
Yeah, I looked good.
She really did it. I was just looking at stuff. I've been keeping a list of things that Mom has said, and she did say some stuff about the podcast. She said, "Do you even have enough material?" Which I thought was funny because I'm like, well, that's kind of your job to generate that for us.
Yeah.
So, do you have enough material, Mom? And she's also said, "It will be fun even if no one listens to it."
That like kind of negates the whole thing we just said about her having high hopes for everything we do and believing in us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds about right. I also said when we were getting ready for it, she was like, "Oh my God, you're actually gonna do it?" Like she couldn't believe
that we actually followed through on it.
Yeah.
It's like she has really high hopes, but she's also shocked when we get something completed.
We did it.
This is bringing me back to when she's like, "Oh my God, you actually cleaned your room?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That makes me feel not ever want to do it again.
I'm never doing anything you want me to again.
That's it. That was the one and only time.
Well, the other thing that she says a lot is she likes to say that when she's in a beautiful place in nature, she likes to say that her sphincter is releasing. Have you heard her do this?
No.
She hasn't talked to you about her sphincter. I hear about it a lot.
I guess that's only a you and her thing.
Well, me, her, and Nikki, because every time she
mean her butthole?
Yeah, that's your sphincter. She's like, there's something about being in a beautiful place where your sphincter can release and you're like, like...
I guess I kind of understand that feeling in a way. I never feel it in my butthole, though. I feel it more in my heart and soul. She's just taking poppers.
I don't feel it in my butthole because I don't feel like my butthole is just clenched through life when I'm stressed. Like, I'm clenching other things, but probably not that. And when we were driving down to the beach and we finally saw the water, it was really pretty. I was driving down with Nikki and I was like, "Oh, this is so nice." And Nikki was like, "Your sphincter just released." Didn't it? And it's like, yeah, I guess it did. But my butthole felt the same. But my sphincter did release in a spiritual way.
my third eye. My third eye released. It's a sphincter. It's just a butthole on top of my forehead. That's nice. I
was going to say a butthole on your forehead. That's why you look like that.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much. I shouldn't have started a podcast with my own sister. That's on me.
Starting a podcast with your biggest childhood bully.
My biggest childhood bully was actually Mom. No,
there were people that were meaner to you than me.
There were some people that were mean to me in school, for sure.
Yeah.
But
let's say their first and last names.
Beep, 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 beep. The other thing I wanted to say before we finish this intro is that we do have an intro song that our mom sang and produced for us. I kind of wrote the lyrics. Right?
Yeah, you pretty much wrote the lyrics.
It was like shuffling around, but there were some basic lyrics, but I feel like I kind of put it into a
just say you wrote the song.
I don't want to do that. I put it into a cohesive thing for producing. She created the melody and produced it in her own office and sang it, and it's gonna play before we bring our guest on.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited for y'all to hear it.
Me too. She worked hard on it. She took the brief really seriously.
She did.
We had a couple meetings with her. She's a singer-songwriter, available for streaming on Spotify and wherever you listen to your music. But
we'll link her Spotify.
Yeah, we'll give her a plug.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if she took off and we didn't?
I don't think there's a good way to answer that without sounding mean or weird. And you shouldn't have asked that question.
I don't know why.
She should take off. Y'all should. There's a market for Marianne out there.
There is a market.
Y'all should listen to her songs.
I enjoy her music.
I do as well. And y'all will too when you hear this intro.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to say to like intro Corlis a bit more?
Yeah, you guys. So our very first guest is Corlis DeLauren. She is an absolutely amazing comedian who's based here in Houston, Texas. I run a show with her every single Tuesday over at the secret group called See You Next Tuesday. And her mom is a wild character as well, which you'll hear more about in the interview. But I'm really happy we had her as our first guest. And I know you guys are going to be super ingrained in the stuff that she's going to say.
Yeah, I was really entertained just hearing her life story, for sure.
Yeah. And if you ever get a chance to see her live, do it because it's incredible.
Yeah, she's hilarious. And y'all guys have a really good chemistry together on your show. So definitely go watch them.
Really? Do you think we should be together?
I think she's too good for you.
That's fair. She has a lovely human.
No, I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But you'd kind of be taking my thing, you know?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't do that. I'll stay straight.
Okay.
I'll stay straight. You stay gay. And guys, please give it up for Corlis DeLauren.
Yay.
Life's a bitch, Hannah's gay. Tess got too many bills to pay, so they get together with Lily May and ask each other what mom say. They ask each other what mom say.
I'm just gonna ask you to hold the microphone to your
shit.
mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm usually like loud enough to not do that because usually I kind of like, like it's a hot mic and I make it hotter because I'm really loud. So I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna do this just like you told me to. This is a very rude studio. I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
It's perfectly tuned to
my voice.
To your voice.
Thank you for doing that.
I think we'll figure it out when we edit it,
No, I'm sorry. I'll hold it like I'm really, no one's ever told me to hold the mic up to my mouth. I'm not even kidding. I'm usually like super loud, but I'll do it. I'll do what you say.
Do you ever like work with comics who hold the mic like really far down? Like
yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I've never had that problem, but I am loud, but I do know people that are soft spoken, and you're like, can you
be more normal?
Can you talk louder? And you're like, how do you have a mic and you're still soft?
We had a girl do our show a couple months ago, and she stood out of the spotlight the entire time.
Like she was hiding from there, like dark. Moving it toward her. They're like,
afterwards, I was like, hey, like, it was good. Just
find your light.
Just please be in the light. And I can't take photos of you if you're in the dark. Also, the audience can't see you.
Yeah,
that's
find
how
your light.
I would want to be if I was on stage. I'd want to be in the dark.
Like, find your light. Find it. Yeah, like they're afraid of it. It's weird though because I guess being someone that I was trained in theater, so that's like the first thing they teach you is not you turn toward. You always do things towards the audience. You you move towards the light. You don't. And I think stage, like comedians are like, I just want to do my jokes. I'm not trying to like find my light. And so I'm a narcissist. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But I just.
They don't have that training.
They don't have that need to want to be in the spotlight, which sounds weird because you're like, how could you get on stage and not want to be in the light? But they're just like, I just want to get these jokes off.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, I can't see. And then they move out of the light and they don't even think about the fact that other people can't see them.
I can feel the light not on me. Does that sound conceited? I can feel the light. No, you can feel it. Because when I'm in the light, like after about 15 minutes, I start to sweat. Yeah, that's actually true. The light is very hot. It is hot.
Yeah, it's too much. Okay.
And that's what this show is about. The hot ass, like, no.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, we should talk about moms. We all have moms. You have a mom.
We have the same mom.
We have the same mom. But that's, that's our subject today and forever, as long as this podcast exists.
They can see you. They look, if someone's audio listening, but you guys look like fucking twins, which is awesome.
We're
But-
worried about our voices too.
We are, because we sound similar also, and we also look related for sure.
Please don't, Hannah, don't take those curls away, because it's like the audience
well, we talked about one of us talking in an accent. Yeah, I'm gonna develop.
I'm sorry, that's amazing.
I'm gonna develop a British accent as the show goes on.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I was raised in a different country from that.
I'm the one that sounds like I have curly hair. You sound like you have straight hair.
Yes, if you're
Sure.
listening to this and you're like, wow, that girl sounds straight, that's me. Tess.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to remember that there's people listening and not watching. We have to assume people are going to listen to this at all.
That's,
That would be nice.
Let's speak it into existence. Let's say that they're going to, and they're going to have to distinguish between the two of you, because they look like Twinkies. I'm in the room and I'm like, which one's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Or if it's really confusing for you, you can watch the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
subscribe.
a thing now. Like, people, people are not. I'm not gonna say, but we're kind of getting to a moment where people are like, I'm gonna see it. And, they can't. They have to be stimulated visually as well as auditorially. Is that a word? That's
Yeah.
not a word, but
Yeah, it is
I
now.
think so.
They can't just hear it anymore. It's not a radio world we're living in. So that's what we have to record and video record.
All right. Well, let's get into your mom. I'm sorry. You were already.
You can't just try to get into people's moms.
I know. Okay, so I know that you have a very interesting character for a mom, because we've talked a lot about it over the last couple of years.
So, well, let's start from the beginning. Well, let's give you a little bit of backstory. I am the fourth of 5. And my mom is clinically insane now. No, she's you can't not be crazy with 5 kids. I'll just put it there. So
that's fair.
Yeah, she's not. She's losing her mind at this point. And that's okay, because you have 5 kids. So I'm gonna let her have it. But she is very intelligent, because she is a nurse. She's been a nurse for over 50 years now at this point.
She's
70
working?
years old. Yeah, she's 70, and she does home care. So she's amazing, but she's also crazy. So she did it through the AIDS epidemic, and she was the only. I'm gonna tell you why she's amazing, and then I'm gonna tell you why she's crazy. She's awesome.
That's a good order.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a sandwich of positivity and then negativity and positivity. So she's amazing that she was not afraid to serve HIV/AIDS patients during the 80s. She just was one of those nurses that was like, I don't care. I don't think that you can get anything from helping those people. So she made a shit ton of money in the 80s. She did home care. And I don't know if you know this,
She
but
capitalized on the AIDS epidemic.
She did. She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Thank you for jumping in. I didn't want to be like the bitch that said it, but she literally was like,
I'll be the bitch that
but
says it.
I don't know if you know this, but homosexual men, at least the men in that time, were very wealthy. So she did home care, and they were able to afford home care nurses, and so she did that. She did home care nursing.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. They still are.
And she was making
gays are rich.
stacks.
The gays make money.
They were like, well, if they don't want to let us they didn't want them in the hospitals. So she was like, well, I'll come to their homes and I will treat them. And that's what she did. And she made, in the 90s, she was making $80,000, which is unheard of.
Damn.
But with 5 kids, it's kind of it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money with 5 kids as a single mother. So it was a little bit of back and forth with that. But that's her. So she's I always admired her for that, and I always tell her she should make a memoir about her experience dealing with that.
Yeah. Did she always want to go into the medical profession?
She always wanted to help people. She was a model at first. And
That's
then,
right.
Yeah, she was modeling, and then my dad, he was a Marine, and he used his. I don't know if this is legal, but he used his. I don't know if that's legal. I'm gonna get my dad arrested. No, he's dead. Okay. So that's not.
He's fine.
That's
No one's
not.
gonna
He
get
won't
him
get arrested. He's dead. No, he used his like that thing that the money they get from being in the Marines, like they pay for their school. He used that money to pay for her school. I don't know if it's legal, but
I feel like
that's
okay.
nice. They're not going to take her degree away.
Yeah, so he paid for. I know, right? They're like, you're not a nurse anymore. Give it back. Yeah, so he paid for her nursing degree. She went to UT, and he didn't finish his accounting degree. He just paid for her nursing because she was like modeling, and he was like, well, that's not. You're like 20. You're about to be,
Damn.
you're about to retire with that.
You're 20. You're about to retire.
Well, like that was how they were. They were kind of mean to models back then. They were like, "You're getting old, bitch."
I can't even drink yet.
Yeah. So, she wanted to have kids too. Like she got pregnant at 20 with my sister, and so he was like, "Oh, you can't model and be pregnant." And so they were just mean to people back then when it came to modeling. So he was like, "What else do you want to do?" She was like, I always want to be a nurse. And he was like, okay, I'll pay for you to go to nursing school. So
She did like the hot girl professions.
Yeah, she did.
She
She
did.
did because she started off as a candy striper and everything. You're absolutely right.
She should have been a flight attendant as well.
Yeah,
She hit all three.
Actually, my aunt Debbie was a flight attendant. I was saying, okay. So, anyways, so that's actually absolutely true. So, anyways, long story short, too late. She went to nursing school, UT, graduated. Like, she's a nerd. Went to Methodist, worked there. And then they were like, the AIDS stuff was happening. And she was like, I'll do it. And then, they were like, well, all right, take that shit out there. And then she did it. And she made buku dollars. And my dad was good with money. My mom was not. She's not good with money. Oh, why did I whisper that? We're on the show. She's not good with money. Everybody's going to see the show. I'm like, she's
Are you gonna tell your mom about the podcast?
Yeah,
Okay.
But she's not good with money, and my dad is great with money. She's not.
What are their zodiac signs?
She's a Pisces, but
Okay.
I don't know. She might be on the cusp of something else. Cause my sister's a Pisces, and she's great with shit. Pause for the dog.
Yeah, the dog
Sorry,
is barking.
guys. There's a
No,
puppy.
but you can edit it out.
We'll see.
Sam guy, we'll edit it.
Yeah.
But anyways, she's not good with money, and she has to be on the cusp of something else because my other sister is great with money, and she's a Pisces.
Are they like opposite sides of the month?
March 1st and February 22nd.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like something's up with that because I'm like, my mom is like,
Sounds like they're both cusps of something.
oh,
Yeah.
maybe. Because I was like, Mom, she's a shopper. I mean, literally, my mom is a shopper. Like, but if you need anything, like, if you're like, I need you to get me 10 dresses size 8 that look like fairy outfits, she'll be like, I got you. Like, she's like,
She already has it.
She's like, she's so good at finding stuff. It's just like, that's a problem. Like, you don't know what to think. Like, you're just like,
Well,
it's so weird.
she hoards stuff as well.
Well, now
right?
she's a hoarder. I think that's empty nest syndrome that happened with that because when we were growing up, she was like a stickler about the house being clean. So the house was super clean when we were little, but now it's like we're like stepping over shit. There's like a beeline to the couch and shit.
Maybe
so
she kept it clean for y'all, and once y'all left, she was like,
no, she was
I don't care.
mean. No, we kept it clean. Like she would come on, like she would leave. I don't know if y'all's mom does this, but like she'd be going to work like early in the morning, and she'd be like, she would literally be screaming from the downstairs, and she'd be like, I'm leaving to go to work, and you need to take the chicken out, and this fucking house better be clean when I get home. Like, it would be like, and Kara was like watching us the whole day. This is summer, and Kara watches the whole day. She's like 11, 10, watching all these little kids, and she'd be like, okay, we gotta draw rooms.
That's
And you would
wild.
draw rooms of what rooms we were cleaning, and nobody wanted the kitchen because it was like a shit ton of dishes in the sink. And we would like clean the whole house.
So you would draw straws, basically?
Basically, it was like you're drawing, like everybody would be like, "Shit, close your eyes, you have to draw fucking, I got the fucking dining room." You know, like everybody would want the one that was already kind of clean. And it was just like, we had to clean the whole house. And if she came home and it was dirty, she would like flip her shit. Like I mean, what the hell? Like, it was like, she was crazy about it. And my dad was too. He was like they were horrible. And it was like, we were like slaves. They had us to have cleaners. We were little baby maids. And so I don't know where this hoarding thing come from. It has to be empty nest syndrome, because it's like,
or y'all aren't there to clean anymore. So
yeah, like
true.
It's like she fucking lost her mind of how to clean. Like, for those decades we were there, she's like, I don't know how to clean anymore. It's
hard to keep up with. Our mom is very on it about cleaning as well. Like, she throws stuff away constantly.
She also hates clutter, so she is like least likely to become a hoarder. I feel like she's.
I remember my room being like really dirty as a kid, and she would be really pissed, and I'd be like, well, it's my room, I can have it how I want, because I was a bitch. I was a 6-year-old bitch, and she's like, fine, I'm not gonna say anything anymore. And she would, like, 2 weeks would go by, and then she'd come back in, and the cycle would start over.
Yeah, she can't like
my mom would, like, if we did some stupid shit like that or said something horrible like that, first we get our ass whooped, but like, she would literally take the shit on your floor and you'd be asleep, and she'd put it on top of you.
That's a good tactic.
Dirty dishes and everything. And I'm talking like a fucked up way to do it, like, too. Like, if it was a drink that was full of drink, it would be on the side of your body, perfectly placed where it didn't spill yet, but you'd be asleep. And then, like, if you turned over, the fucking drink would spill, and you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, it was, like, evil. Like, she was so petty when we were little. Wow. But your junk would be on top of you while you were asleep, and you'd wake up and be like, what? And she'd be like, clean up this room. Nothing's supposed to be on the floor. Like, they were like, my mom and dad were petty. Like, they were.
That's a method.
What's the craziest thing you remember waking up to being on top of you?
The drink thing was bad.
Yeah.
It was like 4 drinks. My back was turned like this, and it was 4 fucking drinks perfectly placed on my back. And I turned, and they like all spilled on the ground, and I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, that's what I'm talking about, clean this fucking room up. And I was like, who does that?
That sounds like a prank you do at a sleepover.
Because they were under my bed, and she was like, "It's not a fucking refrigerator. You need to fucking clean your room up." And we couldn't even get any. She was like, she had like all the cups were out of the cupboard because of my drinks under the bed. She was like, we couldn't even find any cups to drink out of because they're all in your fucking room. I was like, all right, fine, you know. But I mean, I was being a slob, but you know, whatever. But I was like, just say, you know, bring the cups downstairs. Don't stack them up on the side of me and be like. And there was some of them were disgusting though. Like, some of them were building like a petri dish and like, okay. I was like, don't do that. Like, why would you just say, get these dishes out of the room?
That is some straight male behavior.
I turned over there, all like splash on the ground. I was like, what in the hell? It was amazing though. I was like, lesson learned. I won't do that again. I didn't, because my room smelled like crap for like the longest, because it's carpet. So it was like, it smelled crappy in my room, and I had to like figure out a way to get
like
that
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah,
body
like
spray
my friends would come over there like, why does it smell like that? And I was like, oh my god, my mom put drinks on the side of it. Like, I couldn't, you know, you can't tell your friends you're disgusting, so they're just like, why does it stink like that in your room? And I'm like, I had old drinks in my room, and my mom put them in. You can't do all that explanation, so you're just like, I don't know.
I don't know why it smells like orange juice and milk and Coke.
It's just mold.
I don't know. It's just like a lot of mold that built up over time. Yeah, so I just had to like kind of just figure out a way to clean the carpet, and so I ended up cleaning it. We had like a shampoo like little spray thing, and I had to like go to work, and like I think that's how I learned how to clean really well. But like, I literally had to go to work so my friends could come over and be like, oh, it didn't smell anymore. And I was like, thank God. Because it was really embarrassing, like, for a long time. Like, my friends were like, it smells in here so bad. And I was like, oh my God.
That's the worst, especially going through puberty. I feel like smelling bad is like one of the biggest, it's still one of my biggest fears, like, to smell. And I know there's days where like I'm not at my best.
Yeah.
And I'd like, the last thing I want is for someone to be like, I smell you.
Yeah.
I can smell you.
And like, my mom and them were like super cool, because they were like, our house was like the fun, cool house. Like, we had like freedom to have our friends over. Like our house was that house where everybody could just come by, and we had the fun house, and like people would be like, let's go to Corlis' house, but then it was like your room fucking smelled like shit, and we were just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, and Ken's like, Corlis fucking, because I shared a room with my sister, and she was like 2 years older than me, so she was like, you better figure it out, and I was like.
Her friends were also like, Candace, why does your room smell like this?
Yeah, because they were saying it, and then my friends, I was like, I gotta do something. So I shampooed the shit out of that carpet like multiple times, and finally the smell lifted, and I was like, oh my God, okay, never leave drinks in the room, like ever again. Not for that long. Not where it's growing a fungus on top of the cup.
Yeah. Do y'all do that thing where, like, if you have a Tupperware in your fridge and it starts to grow mold inside of it, you just throw it away?
I've done that.
Well, I do that now as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I do that, like, if I don't feel like washing a pan, I'll leave it in the refrigerator, even if it's empty, just to not have to wash it yet. Because I don't like it sitting in the sink and smelling. So I'll just be like, I'll leave it in the fridge until I'm ready to wash it. And then I take it out. That's so
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I never thought. That's pretty innovative.
I leave it in there and just be like, okay, I know there's no food in there, but I don't want it to start to smell like in the sink. So I just kind of like, I'll get to it, but I'm not going to let it funk in the kitchen.
That's actually kind of smart.
And then I'll be like, okay, now I'm ready to wash it, and I'll take it out. Because it's preserving, not stinking.
Those are the leftovers are the crumbs.
Yeah, I'm like, it literally is almost an empty pan, like, and I'm just like, I'm not taking that out until I'm ready to wash it, because I don't want it smelling in the sink.
I know people who, they don't put their leftovers in a Tupperware, they just keep it in the pot, put the lid on, and put it in the fridge.
Well, that's only if it's a huge casserole. I do put it in like a plastic container if it's not big, but like if I make a baked chicken pot, like a glass container, and it's like a lot of pieces of chicken, I'm not taking all of that out, because I like to warm my food up in the pan. Like, I like to re-warm it up in the pan, because I hate microwaving food. I think microwaving takes away from the flavor. I don't know, something about microwaving, it just doesn't taste as good.
Up.
I think it messes with the texture of stuff.
It does. Yeah. It does. I don't like it. And I'm making y'all talk about everything but moms. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I kind of went off on the tangent about Tupperware.
No, but yeah, my mom was like, but okay, so craziness. Mom is great. Love her, but she went crazy. So I think some of the moments, okay, I'll tell you this thing. We used to run track, and I don't know why my mom insisted on us running track, but she was like, she made us run track. And my little brother was so bad. And
At track?
No. He was bad, like bad behavior.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify for myself.
He was too young to run just yet. Like, he wasn't 5 yet. But he would, like, my mom was just like, it was the 5th child, and she just was exhausted. Like, my mom and dad were just like, just let him go. And they just no discipline.
Do you think that's also because he was a boy?
Yeah, he was just spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, just let Christian do it. And
younger kids get more leniency, though, I feel.
And boys.
Yeah, and boys.
And so he was the only boy, and just last child, just no discipline whatsoever.
Wait, hold on. Was that a dig at me? Yeah.
That's why I looked at you when I said it.
Younger children get less disciplined.
I mean,
and
technically,
I'm like,
I was a last child too, so she's talking shit about me just as much as you. Because I'm like,
we had different curfews for sure, and like things that were okay or not okay to do.
Word.
Like, if I wasn't home by like 10 or 10:30, our mom was like freaking out. Yeah, and then she got to stay home till midnight.
I negotiated. It started at the same time, but then as the years went on, I go, this year I think it should be 11. And then my senior year, I was like, it's like asking for a raise each year.
Yeah.
My mom never curfewed us. None of us ever, but we just would come in when everybody else was coming in, because we were like, they had curfews, and it was like, what the hell am I about to do out here by myself but die? Because, people, it's like, my friends are all gone. There are no witnesses. Like, I would just be murdered by myself. So we just would, and my friends were like, I got to be home by 11. I was like, well, then I got to be home by 11.
Yeah.
So I just would come home. But like my mom, I've said this to Tess before. My mom we had enough problems. I just wanted to be as easy on my mom as possible. We had enough difficulties in our life. I didn't want to be like I hate you, Mom, and like slamming doors and being a bitch. I just wanted to be like, Mom, do you need me to do it? Like, I just wanted to ease her life as much as possible. Yeah. And I think all of my sisters were pretty much like that, except for Crystal. Like, it was just, she's a second.
You hear that, Crystal?
She was so bad. But like, everybody was just kind of like, life is hard enough for us.
Help, Mom.
And so like, it was like, Mommy, do you need help with anything? And she was like, no, I'm fine. You know, that was, but she's my mom is very emotional. And so we just were trying to ease her ship to sail as smoothly as possible. But
your brother was bad.
Brother was horrible when we were little, and he would just run around. But the track meets were like, we were Junior Olympics, so these kids were fast, and my brother would be like running, and it'd be a race, and he'd run across the track while the race was happening. And so
I wish I could see that.
And then so like this, okay, no shade, but my brother is like your shade in skin tone. I'm obviously like brown as hell, so he's not really looking like me.
Yeah.
And so my mom is light, but she's like y'all's tone, but not. She's like tan, but she's like blue. She has like green eyes, and
yeah.
She's blonde hair and stuff. And so she looks like him, but like she's tan. And so one time the one of the officials from the Olympics, he comes up and he's like, whose child is this? And she's like,
whose white child is this?
Exactly. So he's like, whose child is this? And my mom is like, that's my son. And she's like, give him. She was like, don't be, you know, black moms. She's like, don't be touching my son like that. And he's like, this is your little boy. And she's like, yes, give me my son and whatever. And she's like, don't me handle my son like that. And he's like, this is your son. And she's like, he came out of my pit. But she said pussy to the whole stands. These stands are full of people. And she goes, he came out of my pussy and he's my son. And I was like, oh my God. Like I literally knew everybody knew it was my mom because they knew us because we were all fast. So they knew that was our mom. And then I was just like, did she just say pussy? Did she say pussy in the 90s? She said pussy. She said pussy. She just said pussy out loud to a lot of people. And everybody's like, everybody gasped. Everybody in the stadium gasped. And I was just like, oh my God, she's insane. Like, that's what she would do. But like, the best way I can describe my mom is like, she's the most demure, crazy woman I've ever met. She's like this balance of like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. And then also like, you better get Joe. Like, it's just like, what? It's like, you don't know what to think. She's like crazy and sophisticated at the same time. Like, you just like, I don't know what to think of you. Like, you're just insane. And so like, I think now at this point, she's just completely gone from demure to insane. Because like, sometimes the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I'm just like, Mom, nobody said that. Nobody said that. And then like my best friend, she gave the perfect example of my mom. I will if my mom's calling me, like she was just calling me now. If I picked up the phone, she starts talking like we were already talking.
Okay.
Like you
should have picked up the phone.
I'll pick up the phone and she'll be like, I don't even know what's going to happen right now. I'm like, Mom, can I get
hello?
A hello? She doesn't say
How
hello.
are you?
She didn't go, Cocoa Butter, what are you doing? She just starts talking like we already were talking. And I'm like, Mom, what? She's like, I'm done with your brother. I can't even deal with that. And I'm like, Mom, what is happening right now? And I'm like, calm down. You're going to have a heart attack. What's happening? I'm just so tired. I can't. And she cries
every day.
Every day. I'm sure at this point. She cries every day. I know she cries every day. And like, I feel like you know how you call your mom for like advice and you're like, Mom, I need help. Like, I'm her advice. And she calls me and she's like, Corlis, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what's wrong, Mommy? She's like, I just don't want to do anything anymore. I just don't want to live anymore. And I'm like, Mommy, why don't you want to live? And
You're like her therapist.
I'm her mom. Like, I'm her mom. I'm like, who do I get to call? I got to call my older sister for mom advice, and she calls me for her advice. Like, she's very childlike for me. Like, and I'm like, but then sometimes I'm like, she's very helpful. Because then, like I told you this story when one time I was like, Mom, I don't have a lawnmower. My grass looks like crap. And then it's like a lawnmower in her trunk of her car. And I'm not kidding. Like, she had a lawnmower in the trunk of her car. And she didn't go get a lawnmower. She had one in the trunk of her car already. And I was like,
sometimes the hoarding can be helpful.
That's what I'm saying.
When it's an object you need.
She's very helpful when it comes to tasks, but like mental help or like emotional help, no. But like physical help, like if you're like, Mom, I need $50,000 and I need it by Friday. Okay, I got your back.
So she's a dad.
She's yeah, like, but
who cries?
Mental
She's a dad
stability,
who cries.
no. Mental stability, you're not getting it from her. But like physical, you probably can get help from her. Like if you're like, I need a car by Tuesday, she's gonna. It might be a horrible car, but she'll find you a car. But like if you're trying to call her for like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. You're not calling her for that. Don't call her for that, because she's gonna be like, I don't know, girl. I've been wanting to kill myself too.
Let's make a suicide pact. Right now.
Like you're like, Mom, that's not helping. Like I have to call my sisters for that kind of help. She's not giving me mental stability help like at all. She's not a therapist.
Like, you want to kill yourself? Let's do it together.
She's like, well, girl, guess what I feel like every fucking day. And you're like, we're not having a piss off for like. I'm having a pissing contest with you about my mental health, Mom. I'm trying to tell my feelings right now. And she's like, well, you know how I felt every fucking day for 30 fucking years with all of y'all. And I'm like, okay, Mom, you had 5 kids by the age of 30. I'm so sorry. Nobody. And then she wants to go tit for tat for you. And I'm like, and then my sisters get mad at her for doing that. And we're like, well, Mom. And then one time my sister got mad and was like, well, nobody told you to spread your legs. And I'm like, nobody needs that happening. So don't do mental with my mom. Yeah. Don't do mental with my mom. If you need physical help, if you need a house to stay in for a couple of weeks, if you need a car, if you need a lawnmower out of the trunk of her car.
She's got it. You with the items.
She's got items.
So the childlike thing and like you parenting her, has that always been the case? Like even when you were a kid?
I think so, because like now that I think about it, she's never been that person. Like I've always looked at other people's parents' relationship and been like, I don't have that with my mom. And I've known that. I've always known that my mom is not that person. Like I've looked at other people's mom-daughter relationship and been like, I can't do that with my mom. And I knew that. Like I just knew it was very like, she just was so blunt. Like she would, like I remember one time, this is so funny. My friend, you remember, I don't know if you did this, but, because I might be aging myself, but we used to have this thing called Scholastic News, or like there was like book fair.
Yeah, I loved the book fair.
My mom used to act like she was making no money. And so my best friend Adrian used to always be able to get a book. Her mom would give her like $10 or something, or she would write a check. Adrian would be like, I want to get, a Lisa Frank book, sticker book, and I want to get this other book. And her mom would write a check or give her the money for it. And I used to be like, Mom, can I get a book? And she'd be like, of course, we don't have any fucking money right now. Yeah. And I was like, we never can get anything. And I hated it. And these books were like $2.95. Like, like the 90s, come on. And I was like, Mom, I feel like you're bullshitting me. You just went to like New York Company like 2 days ago and bought like $100 worth of pants. So what is happening? And so I used to always get annoyed with that. And then so I told Adrian about it one time. I was like, my mom never lets me get anything. And she was like, just tell her to write a check. That's what Adrian told me. I had no idea what checks were. But I guess Adrian didn't either, because she was like, we just thought it was paper money.
You could just write a number and all of a sudden you had that
it was money.
That would be really nice.
And
you can, but it'll bounce.
Yeah. And so we just were like, she was like, just tell her to write a check. And she didn't have to have it yet. And I was like, okay. And so I walked with my mom and I was like, Mom, can I get this Babysitters Club book collection? It's only like $5.95. And she was like, Corlis, we don't have any money for that right now. That's just a waste of money. And I was like, well, you don't have to have money for it. You could just write a check. And she goes, Corlis, do you know what a check is? A check has to have money to back it. When you go to the bank, you have to have $5.95 in the bank. And she literally explained what a check was to me. And I'm like 6 or 7 years old. And I'm like, okay, you have the money in the bank for the check. And I'm like literally getting this blunt like rundown of like how the bank system works as a 6 or 7 year old child. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I go back to Adrian. I'm like, apparently you have to have money in your account to back up the check that you have. An agent's like, oh, okay, yeah. My mom never told me that. Thanks for letting me know. And I'm just like, why do I get this like black and white? There's no gray. I wasn't a kid in my family. Like it was like we just got this really blunt, like
economics lesson.
Yeah. So like it wasn't like this. But not right now. Maybe mommy will. Maybe if you go clean your room, mommy will give you $1 and then you can save up. It was not pacified in my family. It was just like, no, do you know what a check is? This is that. And it was just like, rah! Like it was not, we weren't treated like sweet little baby. No, not in my family. It was just very like.
They wanted you to be like a giraffe, like you plop out and you can already walk.
Yeah, like, now get to running because there's a lion coming right now. And I was like, ew. Like it was just that. And I just think that we just got a reality check really quick. It was no like, oh, my mom was a sweet baby angel and all of a sudden I got a reality check. No, we knew very early what our parents were from the beginning. And it was no mystique from our childhood. We were just like, oh, this is it. Damn. It was that. And my mom was not. She didn't sugarcoat anything. I never got to be like this little like, ning, 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 ning. Like when I played Barbie dolls, it was like people were getting slapped around. Like,
and going to the bank.
Yeah, like I was like going to the bank. And, you know what a check is? We don't have money in the account. Like my Barbie dolls were going through it. Like I wasn't like, I was really playing Barbies for real. But I wish I would have been able to see that. That's why I think when I was friends with Adrian, I would go to their house and it was like this whole different life that I was just like, oh, look how peaceful it is over here. And she would come to my house like, this is fun. And I'm like, no, it's not, girl. No, it's not. You see all this? This is real. This is real life. Like I'm over here. I'm cutting chickens. I'm washing dishes to keep the peace in the house. And she's all like, my mom made me vacuum. And I'm like, vacuum? Bitch, I just put vinyl siding on the side of the house with my dad. Like, I'm like, she's like, I had to vacuum before I came. And I'm like, well, I wish I had that as a chore, but it's, my mom was single. She was by herself. And it just.
Did your mom ever do therapy at any time?
No, absolutely not. Like she didn't even take me to therapy, and I think I had anxiety when I was a child, like because it was so much trauma happening in the house. I used to wet the bed. Like I wetted the bed until I was like
yesterday.
I just stopped. No, I probably wet the bed until I was like 10 years old, and then like it was sporadic, but I had to teach myself to stop wetting the bed from my anxiety. And it was only Adrian's mom was like, she kind of helped me with that. Like, she was just like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. Because she was like, I know you don't want to do it. And I know you are getting it to the point where you're embarrassed about it. We got to figure something out. And my mom said she talked to a doctor, but the doctors in the 80s sucked. The doctors in the 80s and 90s sucked. They just would be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with them. They just, they never wanted to say somebody was autistic. They never wanted to say this, child was, dealing with something stressful. They wanted to act like it was just like, oh, they just don't want to get up and go to the bathroom. They're being lazy. And I was like, that's not what this is. Like, if I knew I was going to wet the bed, you mean to tell me I could choose between being wet the fuck up on a mattress and getting up and going to the bathroom? I would get up and go. And so I think it was anxiety because it was a little bit of domestic violence happening in the house. And then it was just stressful in the house. And so Miss Blank's Adrian's mom was just like, we're going to wake you up. We're going to set your alarm. I'm going to give you she gave me a watch, a clock. It was that red, ugly clock with the red lights. And she was like, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to go off and you're going to get up and go to the restroom. And that's what I still wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning every night and go to the bathroom.
Really?
Wow.
And that's how I stopped using the bathroom in the bed. Because for some reason, I guess I would use the restroom after that time. And I guess she figured it out. And because I was spending the night at their house a lot. And she was just like, you're going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go to the restroom and then empty your bladder and then you'll be fine. Yeah. And that's what I did. And so I do that to this day. And I learned how to wash my clothes by myself. I learned how to do all that stuff because of me wetting the bed. But my mom was just like, you're fine. You'll figure it out. Like, you'll grow out of it. And I was like, I don't think that's what this is. It's just, but the parents back then just wanted to be like, oh, you're fine. You'll figure it out. And it's like, it's getting around to that time where it's like I'm kind of getting older. Like, if I would have figured it out at 5 or grew out of it at 5, like, this is like, I'm getting into the middle school moments. Like, what's happening? Yeah. Like, I don't know what's going on. And the house was just so volatile. It was just so like, it was just so unstable. And I think that's what it was. I just have really bad anxiety. And it was just like, that's what was the result of the anxiety. And she just was like, you're just being lazy. You just scared to get up. Yeah. And I was having night terrors and like that was happening. I was either having the night terrors or I was using the restroom in the bed. And they were just like,
she's good.
Yeah, you get tired of using the restroom in the bed. You'll figure it out. And I'm just like, you don't think I'm tired?
It's wild. It's like, I feel like back then, even now, there's a lot of parents that don't think about what it means to be a parent or like what it's all going to entail. Like, I don't know what your mom's upbringing was like. Does she ever tell you about it?
Her parents were like that.
They were crazy too?
It was 13 kids.
13.
Wow.
13. She grew up with 13 siblings.
Is she towards the oldest or the youngest?
She's the youngest. And I don't know what's going on with that, but like there's this part of her childhood that she just doesn't really explain very well. And I think it's that family lore that, where you're like, why are y'all not saying this? Like, this is obviously what happened. It's 13 siblings. And at one point, this is how, even when I did that show at the Houston Museum, and there's a guy named Kermit. I have a cousin named Kermit that makes artwork for Airman scarves. Oh, cool. My mom lived with them for most of her childhood. And I'm like, why did you go and live with them? Because there's a whole grandmother that I also have that's not really my grandmother, but my mom lived with them, and I call her Mother Cat, but I consider her to be a grandmother because my mom lived with her for so long that she's kind of like my grandmother, but she's not my grandmother. And I'm like, why did you go and live with them for so long? And she never explains why she went and lived with them. Mm-hmm. And
you have no idea to this day?
I have no idea. To this day, she doesn't even explain it either very well. She's like, oh, I had to go I stayed with Mother Cat and then for like years. And I'm like, and then the crazy part about it is my Aunt Debbie came after my mom. And so did my Uncle Robert. And I'm like, but you were still with Mother Cat and them for that long? And I'm like...
So it's not even we have too many, let's unload some.
I feel like it was, but then I think that the dudes just didn't stay off of the women back then. And I think that my grandmother got pregnant again, and then she got pregnant again, and they were just like, I guess just, whatever. But I feel like it was like a little bit of like money issues. And my mom went to stay with them, but then it was just like, well, I got pregnant again, so I guess just keep these over here. But I really do think it was that. I think it was like, we can't take care of all these kids right now. Yeah. And my mom went to stay with Mother Cat and Oliver, John Oliver, and I...
Sorry, the fact that his name is John Oliver.
Oh, I know, it's so country. And so I think that's what it was, but I was just like... Why don't you say that? Why don't you know that? Like, and then why won't they admit that? And it's like nobody says it. Everybody's just like, oh, she just went to go stay with them. And I'm like, no, she didn't just go to stay with them. She stayed with them because you guys had too many kids.
I wonder if maybe that's why she felt like she's like, oh, y'all will figure it out, because I kind of had to figure it out.
Yeah, and it's like I think that, and it's always I think that's a thing with like black families in general. When there's like problems, we just kind of like ignore it and hope that it goes away, or we just pretend like it's not there.
Yeah.
Because there's like a couple of my uncles where I really do think that they have Asperger's, or they have like some type of autistic like problem, or they like are like social like issues, but we just act like it's not there.
Yeah, like if you don't talk about it, it'll go away.
Well, we just function with it, like we just let them be that, and we're just like, anyways, and I'm like, he is literally over here like every word he says is a cuss word, and everybody's just like, so
that's just how he is.
Yeah. Corlis, why are you acting like you're acting so nervous right now? What's going on? I'm like, he is cussing at me. Like, what is happening? I'm a little kid, and I'm like, my uncle's literally saying like only cuss words to me. Like, did anyone want to prep me for this? Like, and my mom would make us go over there, and I'd be like, I'm uncomfortable. Like,
yeah.
Did you
a warning?
Yeah, like
nice.
It would have been nice, and black families just don't say anything. And the weird thing is he like stayed in like this back room and he would come out. They drank beer like water. He would come out, and I'm just like,
she's like the Boo Radley of the family.
like it would just come out, he'd go into the kitchen, grab a beer, and he'd go back, and I'd be like, okay, who's that? Like, and they're like, that's your uncle. And I'd be like, all right, he just stays in the back room, huh? Like, it's nothing. And they're like, some of them are super talented. Like, they artists and stuff, but they just...
Yeah, I know a lot of families who do that with their family members because they don't want to admit that there's something wrong. Because that means there's something wrong with the family. There's something wrong with our genes, you know?
Yeah. And then that's the crazy thing, too, because there's like a whole white side of our family that we don't even know about. Because like we could like probably clinically diagnose a lot of it and learn about it. Because there's an Irish side of our family that we just met, and we could probably even learn more about what's going on, but we don't even know because everybody's like, do. I'm like, can we talk to this Irish side of the family real quick and see if they're dealing with some of the stuff that we're dealing with? Like, why do I have so many freckles on my chest right now? Like, what's going on? Like, why? Like, we just met them at the reunion, and they look like us. Like, I'm not even kidding. When some of them we saw, I was like, oh my God, you look like me. You just, like, you're white me. And then, like, it's so funny. So my mom's family all have very fine, pretty hair. Like, very, very fine, like, hair. But they all have, like, a nappy spot that grows. It's amazing. They have, like, a nappy little, it's like a kinky, curly part in the middle of their head. They all have it, and it's hilarious. It's almost kind of like
it's
a
yarmulke?
Huh?
Like a yarmulke?
No, it's like funny. It's like, it's just in the center of their head. It's like a black hair. Like a black person's head.
Like a cowlick almost?
No, I'm trying to, it's like a black person's texture of hair.
Just in one spot
in
on
the
their
middle.
head.
So amazing. So they all have fine, like your hair. They all have that growing
and then
from
just one ponytail area,
and they can't get it to straighten. So it just it grows in the center of their head, and it makes me laugh every time I see it in my mom's head because I'm like, I'll comb her hair and I let it stick up. I'm like, Mom, you want me to curl this? I said, Mom, you want me to straighten this part? And she's like, cool, stop doing that. And it's like, it just sticks up like this. And I'm like, you want to perm this part? And she's like, you do this on purpose. I'm like, it's so funny that it's like a black person's head in the middle of their head. They all have it though. It's all
so interesting. Thrown in a ponytail.
It makes me laugh because it's like, it's just like this, it's almost like this birthmark of like, oh, that's your black person. That's a little black person sticking out of the middle of it. I'm sorry. It's a horrible thing to say. Edit that out. I'm just kidding. No, it's literally on video. But like, it's literally the funniest thing. But there's like so basically my great grandmother was She was a little 13-year-old black girl, and she got SA'd by the Irish sheriff and
Sheriff?
in the town, and she was a little
In Ireland or here?
here. It was here in Texas, in this town, Refugio.
Did he like do this and then go back to Ireland?
No, they're here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're here.
I was just
they just
picturing
kinda,
a bunch of like Corlises speaking in Irish accents.
Well, they kind of owned like most of the town, and you know, she was a little pretty little black girl, and he just was. They could do what they wanted to, you know. It's nice.
Well, yeah, if you're the sheriff, I guess you can get away with child rape.
Yeah. But anyways,
People get away with that.
yeah. But I don't know. My mom. I sometimes you know with your mom you have to give them grace, because it's like that's I laugh at my mom and I talk about my mom. But I love her because she did the best she could. I just wish some of the stuff. I think this is one thing I will say: if you ever become a mom, an apology goes a long way. That's what I will say. An apology goes
from the mom to your child.
Apology can go a long way. Sometimes I wish she would have did some of that for some of my sisters, because some of the relationships got messed up, and that was because of boyfriends. So when my mom started dating men, a lot of our friction in our family came from that. I would like to say it was like my mom and my dad. No.
So just to clarify for people listening, your mom and dad were together.
And then they separated.
And then she dated before they got back together?
No.
Or they got...
So they never fully divorced. My dad didn't believe in divorce.
Men never do.
They're so... I don't know what's going on with that. He didn't want to divorce her, but they separated. They legally separated. And then he stayed in the house for a long time, even though they were legally separated. And he stayed in the den. So we had like a 2-story house, and he stayed in that den part. And like he functioned with us for quite some time. And then this is TMI, but he was on drugs, and it just got to the point where it was just like we left. We couldn't deal with it. And we didn't tell him where we went. And then that's when my mom started dating other men. And that's
in the middle of the night you guys left? Or
not,
when he was
not
there?
Tina Turner kind of thing, but like we left like in the day, and when he was on one of his little binges. And
sorry, birth control.
No, you're good.
Birth control alarm.
It's okay.
So she doesn't become a mom right now.
And then so we left in the day, and then he didn't see us for a while, and then my mom was dating men, and that's when I think some of the relationships with my sister and my mom got messed up.
Yeah,
because it was the dudes are shitty. The boyfriends were shitty. And my mom was making money, and that's for some reason when you're a woman that is like making money, you can attract some of the most shitty men, the shittiest man you can ever meet. And that's what was happening. She was making like
that's
I
why
said,
I don't make any money.
Yeah.
So I attract good men.
Ladies, try to make the lowest amount you can. No, I'm just kidding. No,
don't move up in your company.
Don't move up in the world.
Feminism.
Well, I would just say, I mean, you can always find a bad one, but like when you are like making a good amount of money, that you can bring out some really bad ones, because they are like leeches.
They're gonna take advantage of
and that's what it was. She, because my mom was old fashioned, or she was taught to be old fashioned, and they were just like, you gotta get a man, you gotta have a man. And she just was finding anybody, and they were more than willing to take her money. And she just thought she had to pay for companionship, and they were like, thank you. And it got really bad at one point where this one guy, he was gambling most of our money away at the tracks. And
was he living with you guys too?
No. Jesus. But he was like literally taking so much of our money. We got evicted, and we were almost like, I wouldn't say we were starving, but he was barely remembering to go grocery shopping for our food. And when he was going grocery shopping, he was bringing back the most like low caliber food you could ever bring to kids. And that's why, you remember I told you I don't like eating noodles.
Yeah.
Because that's when we started eating those ramen noodles, and he was like bringing back like 3 of those 50
Okay.
like cases.
Like ramen for dinner every night.
It was
type of
that.
thing. Yeah.
It was that, and that was his way of being like, oh, they can just eat those, and that was our food, and it was just like horrific. And then like just like sodas, just sodas all the time.
Isn't water cheaper? Isn't water cheaper?
Well, we had a really great refrigerator my dad had bought us when we were kids, and it had like the filter water to come out.
Oh, okay.
So that was that, but like it was just, if we did had sodas for like lunch, that was like, we had like these really non-name brand sodas that were from Food Club, and then it was just like that, and just like ramens, and it was just horrible, high sodium stuff, and it was just like, oh my god, it was terrible.
And your mom was just like, this is how life is now.
She was just so, oh, that's good, he went shopping, what are you talking about? And you're just like, Mom, like, we never ate like this. And we had this really dope system too, because my mom was never really, at first she never really was worried about a dude. And we would like, it was so awesome. We would go grocery shopping on Sundays, and then Thursday we would always go to a restaurant. She would come home from work, and then she'd be like, y'all want to go to Castle Lay, or we go to Luby's? And Luby's isn't great, but whatever. We'd go to Luby's, and then we'd like, that's what we would do. We would do that every week pretty much, and that was like our family time together. And Kara would put the bills on the counter, and my mom would put the money out, and then Kara would mail the checks or whatever, the money orders out to the places, and we would pay everything in a timely manner. Like that's how we had like a system in the house. And he just like disrupted everything. Like it just, we weren't paying anything on time. I mean, all the bills were late, they are past due. It was just horrible. And we got evicted.
Man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, like
sounds like trash.
I hope he's in a bad place right now.
Yeah, he got our dog picked up from the pound, and he didn't go get him.
Oh.
And the worst part about it is, one time, this is why I was so mad at my mom. One time we saw him, and he was like doing tree trimming, like he was cutting like branches off of this tree in front of this house. And my mom pulled over, and she was like, Gerald, hey, like she was like, hey, Gerald. And she was like talking to him for a long time. And I was like, I literally was looking at her like, are you fucking kidding me? I wish I had a gun.
I should have just ran him over.
Oh my God. If I saw this guy now, I would fucking run him over in my car. He ruined my family. Like my sister and my mom to this day still have a messed up relationship. I actually feel like that was the first day that Crystal kind of went on a trajectory like to like where she is now. It ruined my family.
Yeah. And
I was just like, when she stopped to talk to him and like everything was regular, I literally was like, are you kidding me? Like,
so did she end up like getting rid of him, or did he just leave when the money was gone? Or
girl, this is how it kind of like, I think he just left because, girl, this is so messy, Boots. So what ended up happening was she ended up finding out he was talking to this other woman. I'm gonna not say her name, but I'm gonna just call her Victoria.
Bitchy name.
He ended up calling. I actually like the name Victoria. I wish I didn't give her that name, but her name is Victoria. I'm gonna say he ended up talking to this other woman named Victoria, and they got on the phone. They were arguing with each other about how they both were talking to him at the same time, and then Victoria's best friend Lola was like, y'all need to stop fighting each other. Y'all need to be mad at him. Da 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 da. And then my mom and Lola became friends. And then she found out that Victoria was still talking to him. And like they were, like, and then he ended up kind of like just being like talking to more women. So he just kind of went to greener pastures because he was like, look, I can talk to anybody I want to. I don't have to be dealing with you two women either. And my mom ended up just kind of like we got evicted. So it just ended up being where my mom was like, I'm just going to try to get my life back together. And she ended up talking to another guy that ended up helping us a little bit. Like, he was kind of helpful, but he was weird in his own way. But we got into another house, started getting back on our feet a bit, but it just never was quite the same. You know, Carrie ended up going off to college, and it just got.
It was like too late.
Yeah.
It was too late.
It damages the
damage
trust.
was done.
And,
like, our dog was dead, and my sister's relationship with my mom was completely like total. You know, Crystal was in the house with my dad at that moment, and then, like, you know, me and Candace were just trying to pick up the pieces. You know, it was weird. It was just weird, and so we just kind of were just trying to make it work with what we had. My mom never really got her money back on track at that point. It was just like it just was weird. It just was weird, and so that guy just ruined a lot. To me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, she got back together with your dad, right?
No, we ended up getting a better relationship with my dad. So that's when we ended up finding out my dad wasn't that bad, especially with him being off drugs. He was just like way different than what we ever would have assumed. And we got such a great relationship with him. He ended up being more involved with our lives. And so that's when we got a better relationship with him. It became more communicative with him, and it just got better with him. And that's when we just started leaning on him a little bit more for help and guidance. Because it just, mommy with boyfriends, we were just like, girl, you need to figure that out. Because you were talking to some bozos. Like, they were just low brow, low caliber, like.
It's always like the worst guy that I see two women fighting over too. Like, I've never seen two women fighting over a guy, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, sorry, I don't know where it got cut off, but we were just talking.
The audio. We still have the audio on here.
Yeah,
so we're good.
But it's okay. We can cut to this next part if we need to. But we were talking about.
Like I just
boyfriends.
Her boyfriends were so bad, and like it just got, that one was the worst. I think they were all pretty bad, but like. That one was the most like damaging, I think.
Yeah.
I just never understood why she was such a like successful person, and I think it actually affected me with guys. Like I actually there was a time I don't think I dated like a guy seriously for like almost a decade.
Yeah.
Because I was just like,
I feel like that's a great amount of time to
be by myself.
Yeah. Sounds
find peace.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, you guys are turning out to be exactly like I thought you were as a kid. Like, because I saw, you just see the flags like what you saw as a kid. And you'd be surprised at how spot on you were as a child when your mom was dating and you were like, oh, you suck. And then you become an adult and you're like, oh, I was right. This is the kind of guy that sucks. And that's what I was seeing as an adult. And I was like, oh, I was spot on as a kid. I just didn't know what it was. Yeah. And so when I got to be older and I was like, oh, a duck is a duck. Mm-hmm. You suck here as a kid, and then you also are an adult that sucks.
And
so
a fuckboy is a fuckboy.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I feel like we need a different term for it because fuckboys are not just boys. Like, they're fully grown men as well.
Well, they mentally are immature like a young boy. Like, they just have the mentality of a child.
I know, there's like 50-year-old fuckboys like, yeah, I just don't know if I'm ready to settle down. I'm like, your life is going to end soon.
Yeah, you're going to be
talking about like Mr. Big.
Mr. Big is a great example.
He's a fuckboy. It's like you're going to be laying in your own dribble and no one's going to be there to help you.
At least Mr. Big was rich. Like, he had money to do shit he wanted. Like, a lot of these guys don't have a lot going for them. They're still old and they're still like, I don't want to settle down.
That's the part that makes me laugh too. The ones that don't have any money and they're like, I'm tired of girls always trying to take me for what I'm worth. You're like, you have $30 in your account. What are you talking about? What money?
I know. I feel like I hear comedians all the time talking about gold diggers and stuff, and I'm like,
you have
you
nothing
don't have
to
any
dig.
Gold.
Yeah, you have nothing to dig.
Yeah.
Like what are we talking about here?
Like,
what?
you mean the Taco Bell in your fridge? You think I'm for that?
That I warmed up for you. I showed you how to warm up.
They just don't want to pay for a dinner.
I don't get that. But yeah, my mom, she was so much worthy of so much more, and she was so beautiful. and not that, I mean, like she's gone. But like she's so beautiful, and I just want her to, I want her to know her worth. Whenever any guy that said that they thought she was beautiful or cute, she just was like, okay, you like me? And I'm like, girl, the thirst. Like, stop. Like, I've gone out with my mom, like, as we started going out with my mom after a while, like we got in our 20s, we would be like, Mom, you want to come with us? We can come. And so we would just go out with my mom because she was still stunning. And so we, you know, and she showed us how to get glam. So she knew how to still get glam. And so we would get dressed and put on some cute clothes and stuff. And she would go out, and then dudes would come up to her and she'd be like, these are my girls. I'm like, Mom, don't. Girl,
they came out of my pussy.
Yeah, I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, don't say all that. You ain't gotta tell me everything. And then the dude walking up to my, these are the girls that came out of her vagina. And you're like, don't say that. I was like, Mom, just play it cool. Like, just be cute at the bar. Like, just drink your drink and like chill. And she's just like, these are all of these are mine. And I'm like, Mommy, don't let him know you had 5 kids. Why does he know that already? They would know we went. She went to Texas A&M, UT, San Antonio. I'm like, Mommy, what are you doing?
She wants to brag.
Yeah,
on you.
proud mom
at
energy.
The club,
yeah,
at the club. They're like, why do they even know that the music's loud? How do they know that? I would come back from the restaurant. They'd be like, your mama told me you were a comedian. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why does he know that? I'm coming to see y'all show on Saturday. Like, what are you doing? So she just was a mom. She was being a mom. I was like, Mom, stop being a mom and just be at the club. And then talk about yourself. Like, why are you like, she's like banging body and then like gorgeous face. And she's like, my girls. I'm like, like, let me out of it. Like, talk to the guy. Because the guy would be her age. He'd be like, you know, 50 or 60 or something, and she'd be like, these are my girls. And that, of course, about to graduate, and then this.
I guess she wants to get that out of the way early. Like, just so you know, I have
no guy wants to talk about your kids. But she would come with us to the club. She went with us to Louisiana. We had her up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Mom, are you good? She's like, I'm good. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. She's like, this is fun. She only need 1 drink. She's so cheap. Older women are so cheap with drinks. I'm like, Mom, you want another? She's like, no, this is good.
Yeah.
Like, 1 drink?
I think, too, once you reach a certain age, you can just not give a shit anymore. You're like, I'll have 1 drink and act drunk. No one's gonna think anything.
Just don't get her. For some reason, she's like a big thing with gin. I don't know what she did with some gin, but she was like, "Don't give me a gin drink." I'm like, "Mommy, gin? That sounds old fashioned as hell." Anyway, so gets a free.
She's like, that's how all 5 of you were created.
Yeah, apparently. But she's like, "Don't get a gin drink." I'm like, "Mommy, I don't even know gin drinks. Like, that is not a popular liquor anymore." Don't get a gin drink. What do you know? 1 gin drink? I know. I mean, I have no gin drinks.
They like gin and tonics.
Okay, but
in the UK, I think
it.
Yeah,
that's the 1 gin drink I know. Like, she says, like, it's that she said it like it was like a whole list of gin drinks you can go to the bar and say. And I was like, Mommy, I know no gin drinks.
It's not as popular as vodka or tequila or whiskey.
Like, Mommy, I can get you. She's like, just give me a Crown and like 7 or something. I'm like, okay,
7 Up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Give me a Crown.
I forgot about 7 Up.
It's a different category.
That Sprite is not like 7 Up is very rare to find at a place, but she's like, they said they have a Crown and 7. I'm like, so you can sip it until 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, well, I'm going. But yeah, she did her best, and that's all you can say. I love her, and she's just. I really hated that boyfriend cycle. If that's one thing I could just kind of take out and be like, we don't need that section of the. I'll just put that on this shelf and leave it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could just extract it. I really don't. I try to like silver line it in some way, but I'm just like, I don't know if I can find a.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like find like the.
What did I learn from
What
this?
did I get from this? Oh my
Well,
God.
you know how to spot a shitty man.
Okay, thank you, Hannah Banana, because that is, yes, I will say that I'm like, at 40 paces, I'm like, yeah, I got you, suck, get out of my way. No, I won't talk to you. Like, I definitely, I'll be honest with you, the guy I'm dating now, if it doesn't work out with him, I'm starting the Amazonian, like, society, and that's it.
I'm with
out.
you.
I'm out. I am out. I'm out. I'm not
It's
kidding.
done.
There's a place called it's like Harvest Green that's off in Katy, and it's like this little neighborhood where you can make a little middle section where you plant like vegetation, and then like the houses are like on the outskirts of it.
Sounds great.
I'm only letting like women live in the houses. I'm like, it's women only.
Have you guys seen that video where it's this guy? It's in Houston. He goes around the street, he asks a bunch of women if they would live on a planet with only women, and all of them are like, yes, 100%, I will go right now. And then he does the same thing for men, if they would go on a planet and live on a planet with only men, and every single one of them says no.
Yeah, because they know it sucks. It probably smells like old gym socks.
I'm like, it's so sad that y'all like don't like each other, like you guys see that you guys suck, so like why are you not changing? Why are you guys not evolving in the same way that we are evolving?
Yeah, women make everything better and men make things suck.
It's all violence because of them. It's
Yeah.
violent because of them. It's dangerous because of them. That's the same thing. It's just
That was the other thing. Men are like, well, if there's no men around, who's going to protect you from what?
exactly. Exactly. Even when, this is the crazy part, and somebody brought up a good point. They were like, well, women do violent stuff too. And I was like, women do violent stuff because men have made them do violent stuff. If you really think about it, there's been there was a study about this. The only reason why most women resort to or end up being violent themselves is because they've been either coerced by another man to be violent in that manner, or they were affected by a man and now they're violent as well. It's the result. Everything is the result of another man causing them to be that way. Even when it's sexual, even when it's a sexually violent women, because now which is disturbing, which I'm so disappointed in women for this, but it's actually been increasing, or it's not talked about a lot, but there's been a lot of women that have been sexually assaulting or molesting boys, and I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I don't think it's talked about as much.
It's not talked about a lot, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I think there's also a stigma, like if a young boy in like middle school or high school like gets laid by an older woman, it's like,
oh hell yeah,
celebrated instead of like, no, she shouldn't have done that.
One of my best friends was like molested by an older woman. He was 11. And he lost his virginity to, well, I don't like saying he lost his virginity to her. He was molested by an older woman.
Yeah.
It was taken by her. And I talked to him about it at length. And he was just like, I was like, how do you feel about that? It's so, I'm so sorry about that. And I started crying. And he's like, Corlis. And I was like, and he was like, it's not that bad. And I was like, yes, it is. It's horrible. And I said, Tess laughs at me every time I say this, and Kenji does too. But I go, everybody deserves to have bad, awkward first sex. Everybody deserves that.
Yeah.
And when someone takes that away from you because they want to manipulate the situation and make it about them,
I'm sure it was still awkward, but it's,
well, for him maybe, but like she's commanding and like, you know, manipulating the situation for her benefit. Yeah. That's, you know, it's a terrible thing. It's like everybody deserves to have that, like, you know, like that, you know, that awkwardness, and you take that away.
Is it in?
Your first time should be bad for different reasons.
Yeah, it should not be like this thing where you're like, what the fuck just happened? You should be like, what the fuck just happened? Like, everybody should feel like that. And when someone takes it away from you, that's just, oh my God, I was so sad for him. And he was just like, damn, I wouldn't even think about this until now. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like,
maybe I should think about this. I was like,
maybe I shouldn't have said that. But he was just like, oh, you know, everybody was high-fiving me at first. But now, I guess now I'm older. I guess that is like, I wouldn't want my son to have dealt with something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's that is
it's
molestation.
psychotic to see an 11-year-old boy and be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, my nephew is 11 right now, and if
Yeah.
a 20-year-old woman was doing anything like that to me, I'd be like, I would shoot her in the face. Like,
yeah, as you should.
I would be in prison. So, no, that's not a high five moment. That's not a, oh shit, you don't look like a G. I don't care how tall.
It's an oh shit.
Yeah, like I was like, you don't look like a G. I'm not high fiving you. I'm not saying, oh damn, an older woman wanted to be with you. I'm going, where's this bitch? I'm about to kill her.
What is wrong with her?
Yeah,
She needs to
like
be in
that's
jail.
insane. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways,
Well, that was
Yeah.
What a weird tangent.
Well, I was thinking about when you were talking about your childhood a bit, it sounded like there were other women who sort of stepped up to the plate to give that sort of gentle mom energy, like your mom's.
Oh yeah.
Your friend's mom. So
Adrian's mom is like, she's another mom. I would say that when everybody's like, oh, it takes a village, there are people that step up and I don't even think they know that they're doing that. Like my sister, I look at her as a mother figure. She's my older sister. I still think of her as a sister, but she definitely was a mom for me in a lot of ways. Like I look to her for advice. She helped me get ready for college. So she was that, like, she was the emotional person for me to talk to about those things that I wasn't getting from my mother when she was lacking in that department. And then Adrian's mom was like definitely like that Claire Huxtable like version that I was looking for with just a little bit more of a different version of what my life was at home. I got to see another version at her house because I was there so much. I was kind of like I don't want to say Steve Urkel, but I was kind of like, hey guys, what are y'all doing over here? And I would show up and she would call my house and be like, is Corlis supposed to be over here? I never asked permission, but my mom would be like, it's fine, she can be over there. And Adrian's mom would just be like, oh, okay, well, Corlis, we're about to go over here. I would just invite myself. Adrian would be going to cheerleading practice and I'd be sitting in the audience like this, like I'd be like, go Adrian, go. Like, she's doing all these little kid activities and I'd be right up on the side cheering her on, and I just would go with them everywhere, and her mom would just let me be there, like I was like Adrian's little sister, because I guess Adrian was missing that because her older sister was so much older than her, so she just was like, well, I guess Corlis could be her sister. And then I would just eat when they ate, so I saw like dinner being on the table at 7:00 exactly. And like, I saw what it was like when your mom was like, I have to wash your hair and we're going to wash your hair every 2 weeks and or it's time to do your homework. And I was like, oh, okay, that's when you do homework. I was like, I got to see this organized house as opposed to like my house. And I'm not saying that my mom didn't have stability. Like every kid has a house and a custom in the house. Like my mom she had it organized. It just was in a different manner. Like she would call after she finished her last patient. It was around 8:00 and she would be like, hey, what do y'all want to eat? And we'd be like, oh, Taco Cabana, I'm gonna get the fajita nachos, put my stuff on the side. I want my beef. That was our custom at that house. Adrian just ate at 7. If I was over there, that's when I ate. And if I was at my house, we ate at 9.
She provided like a more maybe traditional
version.
Yeah.
I just saw traditional and then I saw untraditional with a single mother. And then like in my house, we picked up the slack with cleaning and stuff. Adrian's house, I saw it where it was like the mom was doing it. Nothing was more, it was better, nothing was worse. It just was different. And I respected both ways. I didn't think one was better than the other because I saw pros and cons with the 7:00 house and I saw pros and cons with my house, Yeah. So, because Adrian, she has her own form of anxiety from the way she was brought up, and I had my form of anxiety from the way I was brought up. You can.
Yeah, what is that saying? Like every family is fucked up, but they're all fucked up in their own unique way.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think that's the exact phrasing. But
I think you just made up an expression.
Everybody has their.
No, that's an expression.
No, there is an expression in there, but I can't remember what the exact phrasing is. But it's basically just saying like everybody has their own little
trauma.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
we're all traumatized by our moms in our own special way.
It's like, you know,
In
we
their
kind
special
of,
way,
we
yeah.
all were like trying to pull the weight for my mom in my house. And, you know, Adrian's mom had her own stuff that she had to deal with in that house. So you just have to, you know, pick your poison. Which one do you want to deal with? What kind of house do you want to live in? Because nobody's house is perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. But my mom, like I said, with my mom, we were just trying to be like, what do you need help with? What do you want me to do? Where you want me to go? Because like when I got a job, I wasn't asking my mom for money. I wasn't like, Mom, I need $17 for the yearbook I want to buy. I had my own $17. I worked at Finish Line.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going on a senior trip. I saved my own $500 up to go on the senior trip, even though a sucky boyfriend took it from me. But that's another.
Damn.
Yeah.
Story for another time.
Mm.
Well, we do have to wrap soon because we're a little bit over. But I guess I just wanted to end with like a kind of 2-part question, which is one. These are kind of intense. But
Okay.
Well, one, I know that you've made the decision to not have kids, and I'm wondering if you've always felt that way. And then the second part is like, do you feel that you are becoming your mom in some way, or you know, like do you have like traits from her? Like that was one of the questions we wanted to explore in this show.
I'm gonna answer the second one first because that's the shorter one.
Yeah.
The second one is I definitely have moments where I'm acting like my mom, and I try to be aware of those and try to cut them as quickly as possible because I can be very like manic or emotional like really fast, and it's not healthy. And so I try to stop myself from acting like that with other people because I can get really dramatic and like overreact, and she does that, and I know that can get out of control, and I'm trying not to be that person.
Yeah.
So I try to like be cognizant of that and just go, okay, don't do that. Like, stop. Like, you're being weird. Because this is not that. Don't do that. Like, you know, like I'll be like, you know what, fine. I'm just not even gonna fucking go. Like, I don't want to. I need to stop doing that. And she does that. Like, if you tell her, hey, Mom, we're gonna try to clean up this whole house, and she'll be, you know, I'm gonna just fucking move. Okay, girl.
I feel that way sometimes too.
I'm like, don't do that. Like, we didn't say get to move. We're just gonna clean the house.
Yeah.
So I try to be less that. Like, I'm trying not to do that, especially when you have a good man. He's just saying, hey, babe, do you mind if you move some of this stuff around? You know what? Let's just fucking burn it all. Like, I'm not going to do that.
It's hard. Do you, like, feel that coming on and you're like, okay, let me stop myself? Or are you, like, halfway through it and you're like, wait?
No, I can feel it coming. And I'm like, ooh, I'm about to do it. And I'm like, let me. I was like, I think I'm acting, like, a little weird. And I'm like, he doesn't deserve that. Let me stop, because that does not go with what he just said. Like, it doesn't go, because it does not. It won't go. And I'm like, why am I acting like that? I'm like,
this peg does not fit in this hole.
Push it back. Push it back. He just said clean up the room. He just said clean it. And I'm like saying burn all my clothes. Like, that's crazy. So I'm like, where's that coming from? Let me try to control it a little better. So that's that. I definitely see it. And then the first thing is I think in my head, I've always not wanted kids. I just didn't know. I didn't understand that that's what I was feeling. Mm-hmm. I've always felt that way. I think it came from my childhood, because I think that people don't take having children as seriously as they should, because it's so much more than just having a child, feeding a child, putting the child to bed, and making sure it doesn't kill itself for 18 years. And I think a lot of America's problems, and I'm saying America because I don't know about other countries, but I think a lot of America's problems spawn from parents just having children and not putting in all the work that's necessary to have a child. A child is so much more than just the basic needs. The cognitive learning that needs to happen between the first 6 months is so important, and we don't put enough emphasis on education. And I don't know, I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but I don't know if I have all that time to give to that. I would love to help. I love helping my sisters. I love helping them with their children. It takes so much. It takes so much effort and focus. I just think that you have to really be thoughtful about having a child. And I wish everybody did that.
You also kind of have to give up your peace a little bit.
You have to give up a lot.
It's hard to find it without
you have
children.
To give up a lot. Like it's stuff that you don't even know that you have to give up before you have the child. Like, and then when you have that child, you're like, oh damn, I cannot do that anymore. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you have to not project any sort of resentment on your child.
And then you have to be like, I gotta look at this person and go, you didn't know this. I chose to have you, and now I can't be mad at you for something I chose. It's so much. And I'm not blaming my mom and my dad. I'm just saying that they made me realize first of all, I don't think anybody should have more than 3 kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put that out there. That's I don't think you can give any family any of your kids full attention past 3. But yeah, I think I've talked about this before. I don't think that we have as many autistic kids as I don't think we have as many autistic kids as they think that we have. I think a lot of people are dealing with the neglect that they have put on their child.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. I have friends right now that they have kids that seem like they're millions of miles away from other kids because the parents are like not giving the attention those kids need. And then other kids are like, looks like they could drive a car and they're the same age. And you're like, what's the difference? I'll tell you the difference. It's reading to those kids, doing those little picture things that you're supposed to do with those kids, like paying attention to that kid, talking to that kid. If you're just trying to put the kid down for a nap, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you are. And I'm not trying to judge you, but a lot of people don't want to take accountability for that. It's Tylenol and the vaccines. Baby, I've been pumped with vaccines. I was pumped with vaccines. This whole world, we're thriving off of vaccines. We all be we'd be walking on all 4s. We'd be quadrupeds. We'd be quadrupeds right now if we didn't have vaccines. We'd all be dying of polio with crooked spines. Yeah. We'd be most of us would be dead from influenza. It ain't the vaccines, baby. Sorry.
Yeah.
It ain't the Tylenol. You got to read to these kids. You have to talk to your kid.
Yeah.
The education system, if our education system is lacking, you gonna have a kid that's nonverbal.
Yeah, I've said that. I don't think I would want to raise a child in Texas because I'm like, don't trust that they would have a good education. And I don't trust I'd have a good pregnancy here either if I needed certain types of medical care. So
go talk to the teachers that teach at these schools.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are teachers who feel the same
They feel
way.
the exact same way.
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with like 3 of them from special ed. They were all like, it ain't the Tylenol, it ain't the vaccines.
It's wild. If I hear another child scream 6, 7 again, I think I'm gonna blow my brains out. I'm like, girl, that doesn't even mean anything. Yeah.
But yeah,
how do you feel on the inside?
Yeah, like it's like these kids are so into not the standardized testing and all this other stuff that these schools are just trying to get the attendance rates up. They're not trying to educate. We're not getting these adults. We're not training kids to be functioning adults. We don't have emotional intelligence anymore. It's just sad, and this is the result of it. We made this. the shit pod that we're living in. And
this is the sad thing too, because you obviously put a lot of thought into the decision that you made, and it's like, I wish people who had kids had put in as that much thought as you put into why you don't want them. You know?
I'll tell you,
There would be way less kids.
Flat out, I'll tell you flat out, if I did have a child with my partner right now, I would definitely not work for maybe like a full 2 to 3 years.
Well, you would be working.
That would be my job. My job would be to
That's
be
the hardest job.
To be a teacher, to be a nurturer to that child's intelligence, and then I would think about getting back into work.
Yeah.
Because, and then even then, it would be like my whole house would look like a preschool at that point. So
cute. Yeah.
But it definitely is not about, it's nap time. It's, okay, go, Similac, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You see some of these kids now, they head as flat as a board.
Their head is as flat as their iPads.
You're like, girl, all you did was put this kid down for a nap, and you didn't even do tummy time properly.
Fuck, tummy time. I forgot about tummy time.
Girl, that tummy time.
Have you done your tummy time today?
I did some tummy time today.
Girl. But anyway, I know you got to end the show, but yeah, that's why I'm choosing. If I accidentally got pregnant at my good old age, I would have the baby though. I would not be getting rid of a child.
There is a certain point where
you gotta take
you're a certain age and you make a certain amount of money that
like,
going into a clinic feels
like a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't be like I'm aborting a child, but like I definitely will be like, oh, I guess I gotta cut some shit out for a little bit and raise my child, and I'm become a preschool teacher apparently.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to pretend like I don't need to do those things.
No, you don't. Okay, well, I guess, is there anything you want to promote while you're here?
Yes, I would like to promote my new album. It's dropping May 15th. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't have any.
I got excited.
I was like, why don't I know about this?
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Or you're just manifesting something.
I know. Maybe something is dropping May 15th. I actually do need to get my special out. I forgot what I was going to call it. I think it was live from 2013.
Filmed already, right?
I filmed it already. It was live from 2013. I've never put a special out before, and I started comedy in 2013, and I want to put it out. I need to edit it. Don't get in my face about it, okay, guys?
Well, maybe it'll be out May 15th.
I know, right? I put a date on it down. But yeah, and I mean, come and see me and Tess at Secret Group. See you next Tuesdays. The love of my life in comedy.
Yes, Corlis and I host a show every Tuesday together at the Secret Group.
But yeah.
Also follow her on Instagram.
At Corlis DeLauren. I'm definitely going to be posting more crazy stuff. But I had a good time, guys. I mean, do with these clips what y'all made. I know it's kind of long, but we did a 5-hour show.
Yeah. But you're really fun to talk
everything
to. Yeah.
But
we're at 1:30.
Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I thought it was like 8 hours, 10 hours.
You did get into a lot of deep material.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's great.
We want that.
That's maybe why it felt long for you, though.
It was like, that's why I buy black tennis shoes now. Like, no.
You relived your whole childhood.
Yeah,
you're like, okay.
Sorry, of course, your mom. Sorry. I like talking to people, so that's what it was.
Yeah.
You guys make me
Thanks for sharing everything you shared about your mom.
Yeah, no worries. She's gonna kill me, but it's fine.
And being our first guest, very special.
Yeah, I had such a good time.
Our first guest.
I told my mom said pussy out loud.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
All right. Well, I guess do you have anything to say before we wrap?
No, I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm good.
Okay, we'll get you food. I don't know exactly what the schedule for the podcast is going to be, so I can't say like we'll see you next Friday or Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah.
But when we do, I will put that information at the very end of this.
We will keep doing the podcast.
We will keep doing the podcast.
Please do. I love stuff like this.
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Corlis.
Yes, thank you so much. You were amazing.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.